This morning we're going to continue from our discussion from last week, and this is going to be two of the. There's also a third part of my presentation, and the reason is because I'm kind of setting the foundation or laying the foundation for the conversations we're going to be having about artificial intelligence and how it's going to aid us in our work. So today we're going to discuss AI, its pros and cons, and how it affects work today, and we're going to pick it up layer by layer and see how far we can cover. So the first thing we need to know is what artificial intelligence is. So my definition here is that it involves machine that mimic human intelligence to create tasks. This includes reasoning. Some of the human intelligence we're talking about is reasoning, learning, and problem solving. So artificial intelligence is any form of automated system that helps us mimic normal human intelligence, which includes reasoning, learning, and problem solving. So, because we're even having this, I had to use one category of AI, which is generative, to create this slide, and I think I'm going to talk about how I did that. And from what I'm seeing, you can see that it even reworked some of my text, which I'm just saying now. So we'll explore both the negatives and the positives of this system. But before we do that, I know right now most of the thing that has created a huge buzz regarding artificial intelligence is the generative AI, like your Chat GPT, Perplexity, um, what are the other ones? So what those guys are just one subcategory of the general AI body. So I know that we know that for a very long time we've been hearing stuff about robotics, we've been hearing stuff about machine learning. All of these things are part of or part of artificial intelligence that has been going on. It's just that generative AI came in and created a part of artificial intelligence that anybody can handle, anybody can start utilizing. Robotics is not something that anybody can just start utilizing as it were. Same with machine learning, it needed some high level of intelligence to utilize. But for generative AI, which has really created a new frontier, it's something any layman can use. It's just the same way you converse. If you've ever used Google before, if you've ever used any search engine before, you can possibly use the generative AI. So what generative AI they do is they help us create text, images, and code similar to what any human can do. So, but for machine learning, we are talking more of supervised learning that over time can now start modeling itself and all that. Then we also have computer vision as part of the subcategories of AI. This one we're talking about object and scene analysis. We have NLP. We have the expert system, robotics, like I've mentioned, and what have you. You have them in your slides. Now, the impact of AI, which is part of the things we need to discuss, because the impact is coming rapidly, and we need to also be accustomed to what these things are, why they are, and where we are going to with all of this, so that we get prepared. Now, one of the impacts of AI is that it's creating rapid integration into life and work, whether you like it or not. Most people now do not do some things conventionally like they used to. Since let's say ChatGPT launched till now, we've also seen other models coming, other brands, other companies coming in with their own generative AIs, which has changed the way we do something. For instance, as easy as browsing, you understand, surfing the net, or doing a search for stuff. We have changed the way we used to do it compared to, let's say, 5 years ago, 3 years ago. You understand? Now you even check the kind of stuff you want to go to Google to check. You just ask your AI if it's something that has a like a constant answer. Let's say, for instance, you want to find out what is the meaning of euphoria. before you would have gone to Google. Now you could, even if you're on your WhatsApp or you're on Twitter, you can just use the AI there to just say, oh, what is euphoria? You don't need to go out and go to Google anymore. Now the stuff you do on Google are quite different. So this is how these things are rapidly integrating into our life, and in work, it also comes in because we're beginning to look for or partner with businesses or patronize businesses that have ways of making things easy. You understand? Most of us, we want to use sites that in a way have chat bots that can answer some questions. Not when you meet a question and they say, oh, a human is not available. At least there should be a setup system that answers some of the questions. So these are some of the impacts AI is already having. Then changing how we do research. I've talked about that, writing and our daily tasks. The another impact of AI is that the third impact is that it's driving new innovations and technology frontiers. Like it's pushing the boundaries of what we know as innovation, as what we know as the best way of doing things, the right way of doing things. Artificial intelligence is really pushing the frontiers. Um, let's talk about some of the positive effects of AI. Those are the pros now. One of the pros of AI currently is that efficiency and productivity. AI has found a way to eliminate repetitive tasks, streamline processes, and reduce our error. You understand? And this is why, if you've not started utilizing it, even to the basics, the mineral part, you need to start utilizing it. Sometimes it could even be in a mail you want to say, oh, I'm about to send this mail. Can you check if my punctuations are correct? You understand? Because you don't want to be the one that sent the mail. Previously, we know you used to use your eye, maybe you use Grammarly, but now you can even you don't, this is not even about AI generating the mail for you. This is not about AI editing it for you. This is just about to say, oh, check my punctuations. Did I put the did I put my punctuations well? Please check my grammatical structure. Are they correct? If anyone is wrong, please edit it. Then tell me where you edited and how you edited it. These are the ways you prompt this thing. So another positive effect AI is having is helping us, is giving us data-driven solutions. It's helping us make better data-driven decisions. So AI analyzes large data sets beyond what our brain can do at a point in time. AI would analyze those data and then give us quick and accurate results. Still open to our own interpretations as humans, and these are the things that can make us speed up the way we do work, speed up the way we go and achieve our goals. The next thing is work-life balance. So because of the load we have to deal with as humans, AI is now helping us handle some of those things and help us to finish up our work on time and then be able to enjoy our life and enjoy our times and then relax more as humans. So enhance critical thinking. So now with AI, you could actually have a thinking process. You can have a tete-a-tete with AI in code and then query your thoughts, you understand, to see how you can even know if what you're doing is the best way to do it. Because you can have a thought, oh, I have this thought, I want to do this. Do you know how to do this? And these are part of the things that generative AI has really done. You understand? So influence business growth. I think with all of those other reasons, you see how in a way or the other it impacts business growth because it facilitates scaling. If we can do more, we can achieve more. We can scale. We can do better turnovers, right? If you can. So if two people used to attend to 100 people before, now you could have genetic AIs that help you deal with some of these things, and then you can achieve more with just those two people and then your AI support system. So cost and savings, we already know about that. Now, the negative effects of AI, which is the next part we're going to talk about. While we are looking at all the positives, let's not forget that AI has its own negatives, and it's okay for us humans to when new technologies like this come out, we can. It's okay for us to be skeptical. It's okay for us to question where is the limit of this thing? At what point can we say there is danger? Do you understand? And that is really much how science and technology has always been. Humans have always known that to the extreme, every science, every technology has its negative part. But the real deal is how well are we prepared? How well are we positioned to say when this thing is going off limits? How can we stop it? There's a saying that it's not starting a thing that is a problem. It's starting a thing and knowing if you'll be able to stop it. You understand? So a lot of people have been questioning what happens if we integrate this thing into our life and it goes haywire. How are we going to stop it? And so people have been questioning the technology companies like OpenAI. How are we going to manage these things? Peradventure, they go south. In continuation, one of the negative effects we have to look at is job loss. So remember that as the AIs are helping us innovate, helping us get better, quicken the way we do stuff, you understand, it also comes with the potential danger of people losing their job or a decrease in available positions. So, for instance, the example I gave where if before you needed 2 people, customer service to attend to 100 people, even if your business grows, in the past, if the business now grows to attend to 150 people, then you probably maybe need 3 people, right? But now, because of the whole AI, you would not need to employ one more person. Rather, your genetic AIs will now handle those particular clients. So this is one road that would have been open to another person, but because of these innovations, that thing would not exist again. Another thing is knowledge gaps. Remember that all of these things we're talking about, we're talking of growth, we're talking of new frontiers. It creates knowledge gap because now everybody has to, just for instance, this meeting we're having today is part of we filling some of the knowledge gap, potential knowledge gap that could be because of these new things that have come. People need now to spend more time, learn new stuff, learn how to use these tools because AI is supposed to be used as a tool. Learn how to use this tool, learn how to prompt it better. Lack of So I think one of the positive I would have mentioned too is that it also comes with new job creations because new roles will be created. So there's now a new job role that in 5 years ago wasn't there, or which is popular now that 5 years ago wasn't popular. It's called prompt engineering. You understand? These are people who there's also language model. There's this new record, you see, language model. I've forgotten the other thing, but it's just people who spend time in training some of these language models that some of these companies, AI companies, are using. You understand? These are roles that didn't used to exist or didn't used to be popular or very attractive some years ago. So, like another thing we're going to be noticing or negative effects are the lack of human touch. Now, because of this whole AI, aside the fact that you could be dealing with a business and 100% you're just talking to an AI, which some people find very difficult to deal with. So imagine doing a shopping process from A to Z, you'd have no contact with any human. You understand? You could do everything online, and some people might feel irritated. Why is there no human agent I can speak to? Sometimes maybe because of these models too are not yet properly trained. You'll be asking this question, it's not giving you the kind of response you need. It just infuriates you, and you'll be like, if this was a human will understand the context of what I'm asking. Sometimes you might ask the question, the models have not been trained to understand context to the level you're trying to make such inquiry. So these are also part of the things we're going to face because of this lack of human touch. At the end of the day, it's not human, but I know a lot of these companies are investing a lot to use neuro-linguistic processes to train. There's a whole lot of money going into training these AIs. reduce critical thinking. So in the positive, we said it's going to be it's going to add to critical thinking. But here again, we're seeing how it could reduce critical thinking. Now here is this, for example, some of us remember when we were, let's say, in secondary school or somewhere in primary school. If you had elders and they saw you using calculators to calculate anything, they shouted at you. They wanted you to query your brain, to stress your brain, to stretch it to be able to handle some of those things at that age of your life. You understand? It's the same thing with some thought process. Okay, for instance, remember when we were maybe in primary school, secondary school, when you don't know the name or the meaning of a word, you go and get your dictionary, you start looking for the meaning, and then you read. The word advanced to some points where you don't even need the dictionary, you just go to Google, what is the meaning of this thing, and then Google tells you. So now you don't even need it again. Like, even if you spell something wrongly, when getting to the point where before you would have to go and learn the correct spelling, we got to a point where the systems autocorrect whatever you spell. They will tell you what the correct thing is. So now we're now looking at, is it possible that people might not even know how to spell properly, might not know how to write properly, but because these AIs now are intelligent, they'll just keep correcting you. So does it reduce human reasoning to some point? Some things that some critical thinking, people can now start relegating it. Do you understand it? Is it possible? So these are some of the things we are seeing at the end of the day. So ethical and privacy concerns, people are wondering, if these AIs know you A to Z, everything you're sharing with them, what if it gets what happens if their system gets compromised? You understand? What happens if their system gets compromised? So does it also create another negative effect? It has potential of creating over dependency on technology. Which one of the negatives I pointed out is the reduced critical thinking. Now some people can just get lazy with their processes. They don't want to stress their brain because there's a softer way of doing things. While I was preparing for this, there was a tweet I just saw regarding this too. Somebody was saying he now does things quicker and it's sweet for him, but he's wondering if it is in a way reducing his thought process. Before you write a sales copy, you have to critically think about the customers, know the things that would appeal to them. Now you just go to AI. I want to create a sales copy, I want to target this audience, and it just does it. You understand? Over time, do we lose the thought, the ability to really get all of those things done? So that's what over dependency on technology will create. Then expensive training requirements. I think we already know some of these things, even for organizations. Just because you need to get in tune with what is happening, you get every company. For instance, we have chatbot. It will get to a point to be paying heavily to use this chatbot because we keep training it. We have to spend man hours. So those man hours we're using to train the chatbot, they're actually man hours we would have used for something else. It's expensive. So at some point we will also be engaging some prompt engineers to come and train our chatbots, you understand, so that they can communicate with humans that come to our side. So these are part of the things that will come with it. So affected areas in the workplace, just a snapshot. Learning and development will be affected. So I think I've pointed a bit. Customer service and administration, these are just the few I'll talk about for this session. So I will take questions if there are questions for this slide. Thank you so much. I'll take questions. Let me see if we have questions for this. So the next thing we're going to be talking about next week, if you check the next slide, I've hinted the things we're going to be talking about. So we're going to explore the AI categories in detail. Remember I talked about machine learning, generative tech, what are the vision, NLP, robotics. So we're just going to look into them a little more, see how all of them are still impacting work today and in the future. That's the purpose of all of this. Then we're now going to understanding generative AI's potential, which is the one really booming and causing a lot of innovation. You understand? So we're now going to look properly into the generative AIs and their potential. Then we're going to discuss AI's future in the workplace next week. So these are the three areas our session next week is going to cover. So